Boom shakalaka, a very important move for Bitcoin, an intermediate top higher than anyone saw coming, and why the next all-time high is further than anyone expected. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including why the next intermediate top is going to be a lot higher than anyone saw coming, and why the all-time high is still a far, far way off. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us on Twitter at @Crypto_Love. Push that like button. Now today, fear and greed at 51. Look at this. Yesterday, last week, almost all the way to last month, it has been just about 50s. Very sideways price action, but the chart shows a little different story. The overall market sideways today. Bitcoin at 27,768, Ethereum at 1901, BNB at 312, XRP 50 cents, Cardano 38 cents, Dogecoin 7 cents, Polygon 90 cents, and Solana $20.79. And the top coins today based on AI would be OVR, Akash Network, OKB, Render, and Gnosis. And you can check out token metrics for free. There's a link down in the description. Now, Bitcoin, even though it has been moving sideways for the past couple weeks, there was an up move yesterday that put it into new territory. Bitcoin was in this downtrend since the beginning of April, found support on the 100-day moving averages green line right here, and has broken above that downtrend, finding support on there with today's candle. If we can close the day above $27,500, we will have broken out of this downtrend potentially for a new uptrend. Now, that being said, it looks like people are kind of optimistic about what's going to happen with the overall market economy. Turns out that in this survey from Bank of America Global Fund Managers, the most likely outcome for the global economy in the next 12 months is a soft landing. Look at this. Over 60% of participants believe that they're going to have a soft landing. A little over 20% thinks a hard landing, and the other people no landing. Now, remind me, when was the last time the majority was right? I think we can kind of cross out a soft landing, meaning that we either have a hard landing, very bad recession, or no landing. Things just continually get worse and worse forever. Also, another scenario for this no landing is maybe there's just no recession at all. That could be the other scenario. So, that being said, buckle your seatbelts. Bitcoin right now, May candle is closing. Bitcoin is still holding 38.2 support levels, meaning that this is likely the start of a new bull market every single time Bitcoin held above 38.2. This was the beginning of a new bull market. Things could get very exciting for Bitcoin. Right now, the Bitcoin realized price that Bitcoin rarely ever dips below is $20,180, meaning that the chance of Bitcoin going below $20,000 is exceptionally low. And as a matter of fact, recently, Bitcoin has been finding support on this line here, the 2022 realized price. Very, very interesting. So, that being said, it's likely going to get smushed between there and the 2021 realized price, which is about $36,000 at this area before we have a break upwards. Right now, if we take a look at the short-term on-chain cost basis, in bear markets, this tends to be resistance, as we saw at these two peaks here. But when we have a turnaround and bull markets, this tends to be support, as we have just seen time and time again. Bitcoin is crossing the SMA 70 on the weekly. This is its typical 4-year routine. After crossing this SMA, this is pretty much bull run territory. Now, if you stick around till the end of the episode, you might stay till when we will have that new all-time high. But right now, we have a massive trend line breakout for Bitcoin. Very, very similar to what we saw historically, where we had a downtrend, a breakout of the stock RSI, end of the downtrend, and look at that, Bitcoin took off. This was in 2019. This was around October before we saw Bitcoin price go from $10,000 to $70,000. Now, look at this. Same type of scenario, downtrend breakout, which we have. Also, stock RSI looking pretty much similar, could show the same type of breakout coming. Even in comparing Bitcoin to gold. Now, gold has historically been leading Bitcoin by just a hair. We have all-time high here. We have breaking that all-time high. we have a new all-time high, which again, saw with gold and Bitcoin, a low finding support on that previous all-time high for gold and Bitcoin before taking off once again. And look at this, gold has already taken off. With that, Bitcoin would be next to the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not only Bitcoin suggesting an early parabolic move, but also altcoin cap seems to be at an inflection point. This is the total market cap at inflection point. We can see, comparing it to what we saw here in 2015, 2016, Bitcoin looks the same. We have the breakout from a downtrend. We have support on those levels like we saw back here. Also, altcoins doing the same thing, moving sideways, dipping below and starting to have a little bit down here, and on the RSI up. This would be a bullish divergence. Can we break out from that RSI level? That could likely send not only Bitcoin, but also the total market cap as well. It appears like the global M2 money, this blue line right here, year-on-year percent has rebounded. It's gone from going to down to going up. And as this goes down and up, so does Bitcoin price in white here, going down and up. This has changed direction. Bitcoin price likely to change direction. It turns out the $40,000 estimate for a mid-cycle top may be somewhat of a conservative estimate for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been in this megaphone pattern since 2021. We have tops here, we have bottoms here, making a megaphone pattern. Well, guess what? The next top, $85,000 before what happens in a bullish megaphone pattern, a breakout to the top. So the first top may be roughly $85,000. But if you are looking for a new all-time high cash out this year, well, you may see $85,000. But based on just Bitcoin time periods, we may be waiting until about September of 2025. Showing here between all-time highs, roughly 14 to 15,000 days. This was 1484, this was 1428. Here's the average, 1450 days would push it out to September 2025 until we actually see that brand new all-time high top before price comes crashing down once again. So if you don't sell by September 2025, you might want to put a reminder in your calendar to sell, because that's likely when people are talking about how it's going to go up to $10 million per Bitcoin. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push that like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.